Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And the 3.5 anniversary has technically started, and they are starting with a bang. Because we have here the brand new Warrior's Mind Violet and Blanc, who are labeled as part 1 of the 3.5 anniversary, but they are still a part of the Warrior's Mind 2.0 team led by Shuna with Gabwa and the free-to-play Shion. So normally we would get a single banner and a single banner. This time they've combined those two into one and branded it part of the half Annie. So this is not the premium April 24th banner that you should be summoning for. I believe that everyone should still wait for that, but this is for a different reason. So the 24th, we know they announced that the live stream is going to happen on the 24th, or the 23rd actually. I can't remember. It's actually the 23rd. But this banner, I think, has some really good value. So if we look at the details, we have the new Violet and Blanc. We'll talk about what they do shortly. We also have Guy, Red Realm Demon Peer. So that should be Warrior's Mind Guy. Yeah, Warrior's Mind Guy. We've got Primal Demon Jean, Dark Commander Diablo, Visions of Coleus Jean, Visions of Coleus Blanc, Commander Diablo, Visions of Coleus Violet, Warrior's Mind 1.0 Violet, Water Rain, and then the new Blanc and Violet. So there are a lot of Primal Demon EX characters here, which means that a lot of them are good. Guy is still good. This Violet Purple Demon Zenith is good. Blanc Ethereal White Demon is good. Jean Primordial Yellow is okay. Jean Explosive Yellow Demon is not good. Primal Demon Diablo is fine. Rain is pretty old. She still has some use, but she's fairly old. And then Warrior's Mind Violet is actually pretty solid still for physical crit teams. So there's some good value there. But what do Blanc and Violet do? Well, they do some really good things. So let's look at Violet first. She is fire. She is using a greatsword, which I have not made yet. Warrior's Mind, Primal Demon, Antagonist, and Schemer. She is a support alt, so 150% AoE, gives Warrior's Mind 25% weakness strike permanently, and that goes up as you put dupes and rocks into her. Her first skill applies control times 2, so 2 stacks of control, which is what Protector Maribel did for the Prosper meta, if you were around for that. So every time control is activated at the end of the turn, so the units have to be up front for them to actually get the control effect, they will get 15% weakness strike. And since Violet is doing it twice, right here, times 2, you actually get 30% weakness strike at the end of the turn, which at minimum, in like a single target setting, is 30%. In an AoE setting where there's 3 people, that's minimum 90% weakness strike at a turn, which is pretty hefty. And if you put 2 of it on, because it lasts for 2 turns, so you could do this turn 3 and then turn 4, and then you have 4 stacks, and then that's 180% weakness strike. Like, then we're getting kind of crazy right there. But you do have to be up front. So if you send a unit to the back, they're not going to get this. So it is kind of a shame, and that's kind of what I didn't like about Maribel, but I recognize the power you can get out of 2 turns from here. And then alt resistance down 40% for 2 turns. So it's a 2-turn debuff. 40% is not the most because we've seen Fern do 100, but it also didn't cost 50 points. Her second skill changes Primal Demon, Schemer, and Antagonist allies' orbs into rainbows and gives it a 10% protection gauge. Used twice. This reminds me of the Octagram Demon Lord Milim, but she only changed 2 teams units. It was ODL and no, it was just ODL. It was 1. Okay, so it's ODL does have a lot of characters. Violet, like Warrior's Mind, is not there. It's not there. Primal Demon, Schemer, and Antagonist. Primal Demon does have a lot of units. Schemer is shit. Antagonist is okay. It's very limited, but it is still a full convert to Rainbow Orbs if you build your team around it. So overall, Violet's pretty good. Her Valor trait seals defense skills, which is okay. Her actual trait gives you skill points every 2 turns, which is fairly good. So overall, out of 10, I would give Violet like a 7 or something. Like, she's usable, she's not terrible, but I don't know if I'd put her on every team, because I don't think there's a lot of value, and if you're not built around these 3, then you're not really going to benefit off of this orb change. Blanc, however, is much more impactful. Much more. She is dark. Warrior's Mind, Primal Demon, Fountain Wisdom, Schemer, uses a dark katana. She is an AoE DPS character, so she's meant to do big time, big mommy damage, and she will do that. Because she is giving you a physical and magic attack damage buff for 100%. And this is what makes Tournament Stalwart Lumi hit so goddamn hard, is because she has a 100% physical damage buff, which doubles your damage output. So if you do 5 million damage after everything is said and done, all of your buffs are taken into account, and you do 5 million, once you apply a 100% physical damage buff or a magic damage buff, you will do 10 million damage, because you're doubling it. And this applies to everybody, physical and magic. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to do double damage now. Great. Fantastic. Excellent. And then on top of that, if you are a Dark Plus character, which is your true attribute unbound status, so Blanc is turns 3 to 5 and you use it, then Dark Plus characters will get another dark damage resistance down debuff on the enemy by 140%, which means you're doing more damage because it's a damage resistance buff instead of just an element resistance buff. So it means that dark characters, when you're in your Dark Plus status, so whether it's turn 3 to 5 or it's turn 6 to 8 for like a stacking dark character, you're going to be doing 240% extra damage, essentially. Cool beans. It's only a small amount, right? Right? Now, this second buff is very restrictive, right? You have to be in your true attribute unbound status, which doesn't really line up between burst characters, speed characters versus stacking charge characters. So it is going to be kind of restricted onto who you're actually trying to nuke with, which is probably Blanc, which means it's going to be turn 3, 4, and 5. But the physical and magic buff right here is just gigantic. Literally imagine Freer and Infern doing double damage, because that's what they're going to do now when you put her on the team. Especially since her second skill is Orange Gauge 70% buff for 2 turns. So people who missed out on the Raphael, and it's like, oh, I kind of want that protection gauge. Well, now Blanc has that. 70%. Raphael only gets 50. He's also a triple orb stealer, which makes it, him good for other things. But 70% is better than 50, and it's 2 turns. Raphael's 1. And then from turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn whatever, if you use this skill, you just get a free 40 points. You just for free. If you have 0 points on turn 4 and you use the skill, you have 40 points again. It doesn't go over the cap, though. So if you have 150 points and you use the skill, you're not going to gain and go up to 190. You're going to stay at 150 because it doesn't go over the cap. But it is just going to enable you to use maybe 1 extra buff that costs a bit more. Her Valor trait seals attack skills, which can be useful. Her actual trait, protection gauge every 3 turns. Blanc is a huge W. Blanc is one of the best characters in the game at this point, because she can double the damage output of any character ever in this game, ever, and then further increase it for dark characters. She buffs oranges, which we just got Himmel. Himmel's a really good protector. It needed protection gauge. If you didn't have Raphael, you were kind of struggling because you had Shinsha, maybe. Now you have Blanc, and you get 40 points, and you have protection gauge. Like, I honestly don't know how they could make this Blanc better within the realm of these 2 skills. Like, she is fantastic, which is great because the last 2 Blancs have been kind of not as great. Divine General Blanc is kind of useless, and Primal Demon Blanc is only good for damage, and that's about it. So, thank God they finally did Blanc good. She is very much worth it. However, and this is a huge caveat, this banner is still not the triple featured unit banner that's going to come out on the 23rd, 24th of April. However, this banner is around until May 29th. So it's got a whole another month and a half. So what I would not expect, but what I would its opinion, what I would suggest people do is they hold off on summoning for now and wait to see what we get out of the live stream on the 24th, 23rd. And if you either don't care about those characters, you don't care about their kits or whatever, then you can come back and summon on this banner because it's not leaving anytime soon, right? It's always better to summon when you have information. We know what Blanc and Violet do. Blanc is really, really good. But do you want to blow potentially all of your crystals summoning for her, and then on the 23rd, 24th, find out that the next team is stupid broken too, and you're like, but I'm out of crystals. And this banner is going to be a triple featured unit banner, just like every other half anniversary is. Exalted Champions, Guy, Milim, Velzard. If you summoned for Blanc and Jean before this, you were an idiot, because they sucked. But Guy is good. Milim is okay. Velzard is still the best protector in the game. So, do you want to do that now? Do you want to summon for Blanc and Violet, or do you want to wait for maybe the best units in the game to come out on April 24th? I would suggest people wait, at least until the 24th. Wait until that banner's active. See what the characters do, and if you don't care, don't like them, then you come back and summon for Mommy Blanc. And at least you can say that you made an informed decision, and you went for what you, as a person, as a player, figured was more beneficial to your box and your team and your units. If you want to summon now, then great. I get it. Blanc is hot, and she's a really good unit. Like, really, really good. I get it. But this is huge bait, and they did a really good job baiting us. I'll just put that out there. So, my suggestion and opinion is to wait 2 more weeks, because they're not going anywhere. They're going to be around for a long time, and you can wait, and then you can summon on what you want. But if you did summon already because you like Blanc, you like Violet, or just because you don't care, and you have crystals for the 24th, then let me know how your summons went in the comments below. Please be smart with your crystals. The game, once you hit mid to end game level, does not give away a lot of free shit. Not a lot of crystal income, so you have to be smart with your crystals. Blanc is a very good universal support character. We know that. We have information on that. We literally just read her kit. But we don't know what's coming in 2 weeks. And that is scary for people who don't spend money, who only have a set amount of currency to spend. So it's better off waiting and seeing what that team has, rather than blowing it all now and then having regrets because the next team is super, super stupid broken. So, again, if you summon, let me know. Let me know your thoughts overall on Violet and Blanc. Am I underselling Violet a bit? Am I overselling Blanc a bit? Let me know your thoughts. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy. Good luck, and I'll see you all later.